Am I wrong for telling my parents that they ruined our New Year's celebration after they kicked my husband out over a joke? I've been married to my second husband, Mike, for 4 years now. He's a jokester and loves to crack jokes all the time. He especially likes to joke with my brother, Ethan, and his wife. Ethan used to be okay with it until he started complaining about Mike taking it too far with his jokes. Some context about Ethan. He and his wife couldn't have kids, so they adopted a boy, Joey, 2 years ago. Mike has been making silly, lighthearted jokes that involve Joey's bio parents as a way to mess with Ethan and his wife. Does anyone ever have to say that fertility is one thing that you don't joke about? Come on. I already talked to Mike and I tell you that he's 100% means no harm and he was just trying to get them to react. So, fast forward to New Year's Eve, my parents hosted a big celebratory dinner and Ethan and his wife came. While we were eating dinner, Mike decided to tell a knock knock joke to Ethan. He said, "Knock knock." Ethan laughed and said, "Who's there?" Mike replied, "Joey's bio parents." I'm not laughing because it was funny, I'm laughing because it was stupid. Oh my god, why would he say that? Like, that's not even funny, like, at all. Then he bursted out laughing. Silence took over and Ethan's facial expressions changed. His wife called Mike an idiot, to which Mike replied with, "Hey, relax, it was just a joke." An argument ensued and dinner was paused. My parents suddenly told Mike to leave, which I thought was too harsh. I tried to speak to them and get them to calm down, but mom insisted that Mike leave. We left and Mike was complaining the whole time about how they overreacted. I called my mom later and she told me Mike was out of line with his hurtful joke about this touchy topic and told me I was wrong for defending him and saying he was just joking. She said he ruined New Year's for the family, but I told her it was her and dad who ruined New Year's celebration for escalating the situation and kicking him out. I told her he could talk to them again, but they were the ones who ruined New Year's celebration. She called me delusional for this statement and hung up. Homegirl, you are delusional. You are delusional if you think this is your parents' fault. We haven't talked to them for days. I tried contacting Ethan, but no response. How many times do they have to tell you that it makes your brother uncomfortable with those jokes for you to get it through your thick head? The first time he meant it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what you get when they tell you don't cross a boundary and you cross a boundary. That's what happens. Good for the parents for sticking up for their son. Am I wrong for showing up to my husband's doctor appointment? My husband has been dealing with some health issues the past few weeks and has been frequently visiting the doctor. I asked if I could go with him, but he refused, saying it wouldn't be necessary. And when I asked why he wouldn't want me with him, he said he felt more comfortable having privacy with his doctor. I jokingly asked if the doctor was a woman, and he glared at me. I anticipated his next doctor appointment and decided to go meet him there. He went, and 10 minutes later, I entered the office. I identified myself as his wife, and he was shocked when he saw me. I greeted his doctor, a man, lol, and we talked, but my husband refused to even look my way and refused to speak to me as well. He stated he didn't want you there, and you thought you can go prancing into the office being like, "I'm his wife, can I come in?" Like, you basically went like this and said, "Screw your boundaries. I'm gonna go because I'm insecure and I wanna see what you're doing, and I'm nosy and I wanna see what you're doing at the doctor's." Why would you think anyone would side with you? We left the office together and he went off on me in the car, saying I shouldn't have followed him and came into the doctor office after he asked me for some privacy. I said it was all right, I'm his wife, I already even know what his issues are and just wanted to show support. He said I overstepped his one boundary and refused to respect his wish and made him more stressed than he already is in these hard times he's going through. I thought he overreacted, but am I the asshole? Am I wrong for letting my son get fast food and bringing it into a wedding reception? I mean, if he's like a kid, like a toddler, and like they're hard to like feed, then yeah, I would understand. But my son, 22 male, is a picky eater. It's a 22-year-old? Then no, out the door. My cousin was getting married and had a lovely reception with a nice buffet. Johnny wasn't a fan of what was served, so I let him leave and get some food. Word spread amongst our family where he was going, and a few people asked him to bring things back, so he did. We were at a table near the dance floor, and you could probably smell it there, but nobody in our immediate family had a problem, even the bride or groom. Apparently, the venue and the family of the bride were appalled, and I don't understand why. It was a great party, so he wanted something different, and other people did too. Okay, so like in our culture, if we were to have a wedding, we have buffet style too. And if it's a kid, it's a different story, right? Kids are picky, I get it. But if I saw a guest at my wedding or I was at my sister's wedding go and bring McDonald's, I think that's like a sign of disrespect because it's like my food wasn't good enough for you. Like, you know what? Your shit was nasty. I'm gonna go get outside food. I go to McDonald's all the time after the wedding, right? If I'm still hungry, but I wouldn't do it during the wedding because it's just rude. It's like etiquette. He's 22. Grow up. Ma'am, I don't like it. It's a pick. I don't like it. Come on. He's 22 years old and in college. He has no medical issues, he just has a limited palate. When I said I meant let him take my car since we all rode together. The food was served buffet style. A nice soup, salad, tenderloin, barbecue beef, pasta, a few other selections. It was actually really good wedding food. You're not making your case stronger. Like I said, if you were hungry after, go after the wedding. Everyone else who partook in the fast food did so because, well, it was there and tasted good. They didn't have a problem with the venue's food. Also, as some people said, 1 or 2 chicken bones did end up in the floor in the venue. That was unfortunate. Do better. We're wrong.
My brother writes notes to me and my little sister, pretending to be our mom, and he doesn't know we know. My dad isn't in the picture, and my mom works long hours every day, so she's usually gone by 7 and comes back around 8. She's still a great mom, though, and I love her very much. One day, I, 15 female, found a note in my bag the day of a major exam from my, quote, mom, telling me not to give up and that she's proud of me no matter what. It really made me happy, but the handwriting was a bit wonky. I didn't think much of it. A while later, I catch my brother, 20 male, packing something into my bag at night. I play it off and pretend I don't think much about it. The next day, I find another note in my bag. Then I realized my little sister, 7 female, had been getting notes too from mom every day because I was helping her pack her bag in the morning one time. She told me that, quote, I know it's from brother, but I still like them. Oh. My brother always puts on this bad boy front for everyone. Like, quote, I don't care about anything and I wear leather jackets. So it's super sweet and kind of funny to think about him writing in wonky cursive and drawing heart shapes at night.
What do the leather jackets have to do with it?
Just that bad boy persona. He has no idea we know, and I don't plan on telling him. I don't really use Reddit, but I just think it's really sweet, and I got another note this morning. There is an update. Update is just titled, My brother writes notes to me, my little sister, pretend to be our mom, and he doesn't know we know. I don't know if I'm doing this right, so sorry if I get the formatting wrong or anything. The original post on my profile. I'd like to thank all of you who left kind words for my brother, and for all the awards and upvotes. So this isn't the most exciting of updates, but this post got kind of viral, and my brother actually saw it on TikTok. Yeah, it was an awkward conversation to have, but he said you guys are all really wholesome, and he thanks you for your compliments. As for his reaction, I don't know if he's going to see this, but he shrugged it off like it was no big deal, but I can tell he was secretly really pleased. By the way, to some of you who asked if my mom knew, I actually didn't ask her, but she told me when it came up the other day that my sister already showed her his notes. She thinks it's really cute too. He doesn't do the mom thing anymore, but I think he figured we still liked getting notes from him, so he still leaves them. Aww. Just not signed off by mom. Yeah. He writes in his normal handwriting, and the notes aren't as cheesy, but they're still really sweet. Aww. Sorry if you were expecting a wedding post or something.
A wedding post?
I don't know what they mean, but that's adorable. Like,
that is adorable.
An older brother just like taking care of his little siblings, making sure they have sweet notes to send them on their day, and like kind of like looking out for mom too. Like, mom is busy working. Mom has it so hard. Single mom to 3 kids. What a selfless little cutie.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I love that.
I know, I do too. One of the top comments on the original, man, if he ever gets married, you have got to give a speech and tell this story, which is probably what the wedding thing was about. And they go, yep, he already has a girlfriend who is amazing, by the way, and I'm pretty sure they're going to tie the knot because I've dated for so long. This is definitely going to be on my list of things to say in my speech if I make one. And just top comments on the update. He sounds ridiculously adorable. So cute.
Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend to go and ask to be adopted by the couple she's obsessed with? So my girlfriend Katie made a new friend a few months ago, Mary. Katie talked about her a lot. Mary said this, Mary did that. Mary started teaching her something. I thought it was a bit weird how much Katie seemed to look up to Mary, but I didn't think much of it until Mary's husband Joe entered the picture. From then on, Katie started talking about their relationship all the time. How they do things, how they divide the chores, how respectful they are to one another. Basically, they're the best couple ever. By the way, I have met them and they're honestly nothing special. Maybe a little bit on the boring side. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend to go and ask to be adopted by the couple she's so obsessed with? I've met this couple, and to me, they're honestly nothing special. Maybe even a bit on the boring side. Well, yesterday, Katie was going on and on about them again, saying things like Mary and Joe are true soulmates, and theirs is the healthiest relationship she's ever seen. I had a really long day at work, so I told her I don't want to hear about them. I don't care about this random creepy crush, but if she likes them so much, she should go and ask them to adopt her. or ask if she can be their third. Then she gave me the cold shoulder and went to her apartment instead of mine. Am I the asshole for leaving a vacation that I planned for my girlfriend after her friends came along? My girlfriend Sarah, 29 male, and I, male 28, have been dating for 5 years. I wanted to go on a vacation with her to celebrate, so I planned the trip for several months. I decided on skiing, snowboarding, and other winter activities, and the activities seemed perfect. I was looking forward to it because I wanted to propose to her at the end of the trip, but 5 days before the trip, she dropped the ball that she invited 2 of her friends to meet her there. I was upset because I wanted to spend one-on-one time with Sarah for our anniversary. And it was clear it was just for us, but she still insisted they come. Am I the asshole for leaving a vacation that I planned for my girlfriend after her friends came along? I figured we could make changes to our plans and I would still be able to propose to her privately. She essentially blew me off for her friends and we didn't get any private time. After 3 days of being in second place, I decided to leave the trip and I headed home. I told Sarah why I was leaving and she was upset. Her and her friends ganged up on me and said we were all having a great time and she thinks I'm being a jerk for making her pick between her friends and me. I've never had issues with her friends prior to the trip and I never made her pick between us. Now I'm at home and thinking about everything and Sarah said that I ruined the trip.